The red rose is one of the most powerful and enduring symbols in human history. It represents love, passion, sacrifice, and the mysteries of life and death. Across cultures, religions, and esoteric traditions, the red rose has been woven into myth, legend, and sacred teachings. It appears in alchemy, mysticism, religious iconography, and secret societies, carrying deep symbolic meaning that extends far beyond its association with romance. The red petals of the rose are like the fire of the heart, representing divine love, enlightenment, and the unfolding of spiritual wisdom. Wisdom, that is. The thorns remind us that beauty often comes with pain, just as love and passion are often intertwined with sacrifice and suffering. The fragrance of the rose has been said to carry the essence of the soul, awakening higher consciousness and deeper understanding. Let's explore the esoteric, mystical, and historical significance of the red rose, a flower that holds the secrets of the universe within its petals. The red rose has been linked to gods, goddesses, and divine mysteries for thousands of years. In Greek and Roman mythology, the red rose was sacred to Aphrodite, or Venus in some cultures, the goddess of love. One legend tells that the rose sprouted from the blood of her beloved Adonis, symbolizing how love and loss are intertwined. The red rose became a symbol of desire, devotion, and the fleeting nature of beauty. In Christian tradition, the red rose became associated with Christ's blood and sacrifice, symbolizing divine love and redemption. The Virgin Mary is often called a mystical rose, representing her purity and the unfolding of divine wisdom. The 5 petals of the wild rose were linked to the 5 wounds of Christ, making it a symbol of both suffering and sacred transformation. In Sufi mysticism, the rose represents the divine beloved, a symbol of the soul's longing for God. The fragrance of the rose is said to be the breath of the divine, awakening spiritual seekers to the beauty of the eternal. Persian poetry, especially in the works of Rumi, uses the red rose as a metaphor for love, enlightenment, and divine ecstasy. Beyond its religious and mythological associations, the red rose is a deeply esoteric symbol, appearing in secret societies, alchemy, and mystical traditions. The Rosicrucians, a mystical society dedicated to spiritual enlightenment, use the red rose on the cross as their central symbol. The cross represents the physical world and suffering, while the rose represents spiritual awakening and divine love. Together, they symbolize the fusion of material and spiritual realms, the union of opposites, and the path to higher consciousness. In alchemy, the red rose symbolizes the unfolding of wisdom and the completion of the great work, which is spiritual enlightenment. The transformation of lead into gold in alchemy is mirrored by the blossoming of the rose from the thorns of life, the soul's journey through trials to attain perfection. The 7 petals of the alchemical rose represent the 7 stages of transformation, the 7 planets, and the 7 chakras. In Masonic traditions, the rose represents secrecy, wisdom, and divine truth. A single red rose can signify initiation into mystical knowledge, while a rose with thorns reminds initiates that enlightenment often comes with hardship. The red rose has been used in magical practices, sacred rituals, and spiritual ceremonies for centuries. Roses are often used in love spells and attraction rituals, drawing the energy of passion, beauty, and desire. The red rose can also be used to awaken the heart chakra, opening the way for deep emotional healing and true love. In goddess worship and Wiccan traditions, the red rose is associated with feminine power, sensuality, and fertility. It is often placed on altars dedicated to Aphrodite, Isis, or the Divine Mother, honouring the nurturing and transformative aspects of the feminine force. In ancient temples, red rose petals were scattered on sacred ground to create a space of purity and divine presence. In modern spiritual practices, rose water is used to cleanse the aura, inviting in love, peace, and higher vibrations. One of the most profound aspects of the red rose is its duality. It represents both love and sacrifice, pleasure and pain, life and death. The red rose's beauty is balanced by its thorns, reminding us that love and enlightenment are not without suffering. This mirrors the spiritual path, where one must endure trials to attain wisdom. In many mystical traditions, the thorns represent the hardships of the material world, while the petals symbolize the rewards of inner transformation. The red rose is often placed on graves, signifying eternal love, remembrance, and the soul's journey beyond death. In some cultures, the rose represents the cycle of reincarnation, where the soul blooms, fades, and is reborn again. Seeing a red rose in a dream or vision can carry deep symbolic meaning. A blooming red rose may indicate a new love, spiritual awakening, or deep passion. A wilted rose can symbolize loss, unfulfilled desires, or a cycle coming to an end. If you hold a red rose in your hand, it may mean that you are embracing love, transformation, or a powerful spiritual gift. In mystical visions, the red rose often appears as a sign of divine grace, encouraging the seeker to follow their heart and embrace the path of love and wisdom. The red rose is more than just a flower, it is a symbol of divine love, deep passion, and the unfolding of the soul's journey. It represents both the beauty and the pain of existence, the trials and the reward of seeking truth, whether found in mythology, mysticism, or personal experience. The red rose carries a timeless message: to love deeply, to sacrifice for truth, and to bloom even in the face of adversity. Subscribe for daily insights into esoteric symbols, mystical traditions, and hidden wisdom. Thank you.